Allow me to have a rant, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd be so willing to indulge me as I dedicate a disproportionate amount of my time to documenting YouTube's many failings. The messages on screen are the latest piece of absolute nonsense from YouTube. As COVID-19 evolves, we're doing our best to support those who watch, create, and make a living on YouTube. Many of us here and in our extended workforce are unable to work as usual, so we're reducing staffing in certain offices, causing some disruptions. With fewer people to review content, our automated systems will be stepping in to keep YouTube safe. More videos will be removed than normal during this time, including content that does not violate our community guidelines. We know this will be hard for all of you, and this has been backed up by a message from YouTube Studio saying, "Important! Due to COVID-19, we will conduct fewer human reviews to protect the health of our extended workforce. Unfortunately, as a result, we may remove content that does not violate our community guidelines." This is the latest piece of YouTube BS going around. Corona-chan just means we're going to have to delete even more content. Whoopsie. If YouTube expects us to believe that you can't moderate YouTube without being in one of their offices, they can fuck right off, frankly. I am 99% certain that YouTube mods use the same user interface users have. They just get some extra buttons and special privileges, and this can be done from anywhere. Just like every other website in the fucking world. Reality is, it's a thinly veiled excuse to purge people they don't want on the platform anymore. And I'm getting really fucking sick of this "the algorithm done did it" excuse. Okay, so your algorithm doesn't work properly. Why are you still using it, you dumb fuck? And they keep treating it like it's something they don't really understand how it works sometimes. Like the algorithm just does things that are beyond human understanding, seemingly at random. Okay. Why are you still using it, you dumb fuck? The algorithm is just some magical thing that happened to exist one day and it just started purging people for no reason. Whoopsies. We at YouTube can't be responsible for this. After all, even the finest minds in the AI industry can't fully fathom how this thing that we created works. Okay, why are you still using it, you dumb fuck? You wouldn't use a piece of software if it kept fucking up and behaving in ways you don't understand that go outside its supposed operational limit. You'd fucking can that thing ASAP for being broken. But for YouTube, it's more like, "Oh, you silly algorithm, you're so quirky, ooh woo." YouTube really needs to get its shit together on this. How do you not understand how your own software works? If you really don't understand what it's doing or why, maybe it's time to retire the broken-ass system you've created rather than continue letting it run roughshod over all of your users on this godforsaken hellhole of a website, purging whatever users it decides based on some completely arbitrary criteria like a headless chicken running around a roulette wheel. I get it. The algorithm is your baby. It's your precious little pet, and you don't want to let it die. But at this point in time, it's just causing more problems than it's solving. And that assumes that we believe you that these are just quirks, just accidents, just coincidences. The fact of the matter is, if you keep relying on this panacea bullet shield deflection of all criticism of your platform by just going, the algorithm done did it. That's it. It was that AI thing over there that did it. We don't understand. It just does things at random, seemingly. Then people are going to ask what the fuck that AI is doing and how the hell is it working out what to do. People can accept a few errors. False positives and false negatives are a thing, and sometimes AIs just break. But if you can't answer basic, reasonable questions like, why was my account terminated despite not breaking any of your rules? Why is my channel demonetized despite not having any content on it? Why have my analytics fucking vanished completely? And is it related to leaks where YouTube employees specifically said, we're going to start deleting views and likes from videos so as to de-rank them in searches? Why has my recommendation rate fallen from 70% to less than 10%? Where the fuck have my comments gone? If you can't answer questions like these and have to hide behind some nebulous, this thing over here, then maybe that thing shouldn't be having any power or influence over your website at all. If the algorithm has no accountability, then it is not fit for purpose. If you can't control it, then it is not fit for purpose. And to then state bald-faced bollocks like, we can't moderate our own site remotely, and so this batshit insane algorithm that we don't fully understand is just going to be left in command of the ship for a while, is just fucking silly. You expect us as users to believe that your moderators don't use the exact same user interface we do, just with a few extra buttons and special privileges? You expect us to believe that you can only moderate from isolated terminals in your own office buildings. You expect us to believe that YouTube and Google, one of the biggest computer and software companies in the world, cannot develop a means by which to moderate your site remotely. All I can say is, get fucked, YouTube. No one buys it for a second. Users can see through this thinly veiled excuse for what it is. You finding a somewhat plausible excuse to destroy yet more channels, more careers, and more users that you don't want around because they are inconvenient to you. The only things I can think of that might, maybe, possibly provide some explanation for why you need people to moderate from your campus would be to prevent your moderators accidentally being caught up in the quagmire of indecent underaged material that people upload to YouTube that most of the time you don't seem to actually give a fuck about. But I could maybe see if a moderator had to go in and remove that from home, it could perhaps be counted as being part of the operation or trafficking or downloading or something like that. The other explanation, and I think this one is far more likely, it stops your employees from screen capping, duplicating, or otherwise leaking the insane private communications your staff have about all the awful shit your company does. Like people leaking that it's not just the algorithm being so gosh darn quirky, but actual interference being run by your company. Never forget, quote, prevent the next Trump situation, end quote, right, Google? And you wouldn't want staff to accidentally release solid evidence of you engaging in election tampering. I mean, more so than you already have been found out to be doing exactly that with your purging of political adverts you don't like. But that's a whole other issue for another time. And fuck your damage control video on this topic even harder.
Why can't reviewers just work from home? I actually have the same question, but YouTube has as many teams as possible working from home to minimize disruption. But just like we have engineers who have to physically plug into special systems to do their jobs, it's the same with video reviewers who are located around the world. Some teams just can't work from home if their work is sensitive or if they live in areas that don't have the right technical infrastructure in place.
Oh, we've got people working from home, but some people can't just because infrastructure or something. Okay, YouTube, what fucking infrastructure? What do you need to plug into exactly? What on earth are you talking about? Do you even Wi-Fi, bro? It just sounds like an excuse. Nebulous enough to be believable, but not specific enough for people to fact-check you.
Why are the automated systems making so many mistakes? YouTube systems are amazing at detecting patterns across enormous amounts of content, but they have a hard time understanding nuances, you might agree, like judging whether a news piece or a parody video is in violation. That's why we also built our systems to include expert reviewers to bring in human judgment for more complicated content.
Why are your systems making so many mistakes? This isn't even an answer. If your system is making so many errors, change the system, fix the system, remove the system. You can't just let something that is not fit for purpose continue its march over the faces of your users. You say you need more human judgment. Okay, get more humans. You need more humans to be able to work from off campus? You are Google. You are one of the biggest computer firms in the world. Develop some means of them doing this. But that would imply that you actually care about fixing this problem. Or it would actually imply that you consider this to be a problem that needs fixing. And well done with your favoritism in this video.
When will videos about coronavirus start monetizing, and why does it take so long? When monetizing videos, we have to make sure to keep creator, viewer, and advertiser goals in mind. We have to be careful and responsible and reward the right content. That's why teams are starting slowly with creators who accurately self-certify and certain trusted news partners. Why are you only choosing some creators to monetize instead of everyone? Isn't that favoritism? Again, it's about being as responsible as possible during this extraordinary time. With around 3 weeks of video uploaded every minute, we have to move deliberately and carefully to make sure we expand in a way that helps, not hurts, the public conversation. We're starting with these authoritative news sources featuring both creators and media companies.
Yeah, all those authoritative sources that have been so helpful throughout this latest happening, like the World Health Organization and the CDC, who spent the first 3 months sucking Chinese cock telling everyone that China has it under control. China is great. Don't start prepping, you far-right conspiracy theorist wacko, 'cause that would be racist. Yes, that was actually the line being towed by the far-left news sources that YouTube has deemed to be authoritative. At every step of the way, YouTube, you have fucked this up royally, and your excuses are starting to wear very thin. Well, thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Just really needed to get that off my chest. If you can't tell, my patience with YouTube as a platform is wearing thin, and at the rate they are throttling people and shadow banning them, I'm not even sure if I will still be on this platform come 2021. Daily reminder to go to bitchute.com/tealdeer for videos and minds.com for written posts. I've also created a library account for videos as well. It's another decentralized, torrenty, blockchainy video sharing thing that I don't fully understand, because computers are just grand cogitators that work via a process of magic, sacred oils, and holy incense to me. So remember, get off YouTube. 'Tis a silly place.